Hey guys, it's Dan from Wow, that's really embedded in me. So this is not from Mandarin Duck. This is just a video from my own channel. I have wanted a backpack bowcase thing for a while now, for a few different reasons. This one turned up today. I've opened it up just enough to check that it is actually the thing I've been waiting for, not something else, because I've ordered a few things lately. So let's go through it. Take a look. Alright, so first thoughts is that it's a very thin box. So I have also bought a counterweight because anyone who's been keeping up to date with the videos on Mandarin Duck's channel, last review I did was of the Phantom, which is actually a bow that a mate of mine got a hold of. The Phantom is a cracking bow. It's a very underrated bow. It's a cracker of a bow, but if you watch that review, it is a little bit heavy to one side. So I want to see what a counterweight balance will have and see what that would do for it. I only got a cheapy one. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to get a backpack, that's not even a word, a backpack bow case, is because typically I use roll-up cases. Roll-up cases are brilliant. You just grab and go, love it. But I very rarely, if ever, shoot by myself anymore. And a lot of the time, because I do work with Mandarin Duck, a lot of the time I'm carrying more than just one bit of gear with me. Normally it's multiple bows with numerous braces and gloves and everything else. I really needed the space, which you can't comfortably fit in a roll-up case. So I wanted to have a look at backpacks, but annoyingly there was little images, like plenty of images on the outside. And I got this one from Merlin, but there's so few images of seeing the inside of a case, and it's something that I want to recommend to Mandarin Duck. I want them to do a backpack case. Obviously, me recommending it doesn't mean that they'll have it or that they'll put it into production, but I think it would be a good shout, especially if we can get a decent case. So this is what I got. And honestly, I would have got the more expensive ones if there was photos of the inside and I could see what I was buying. But this was sort of middle range. I can't remember how much exactly. So this one was... Am I getting older and just can't see, or does it just not say? It will be on the screen anyway. You'll be able to see it. I just can't see it here. The Carcel Maxi MBX 300 backpack with arrow tube. Love it. But yeah. So I'm assuming this is the arrow tube. This is quite a big case. Handhold on the side there. That's pretty good as well. Okay, so if you didn't have the arrow tube, like this could just, it's a good arrow tube. This could just pass off as a hiking backpack. Big bottle of water in there. Obviously, when it comes to archery stuff, I'm only familiar with UK laws. Archery in the UK is a sport. It's not hunting, but you do still have to abide by certain rules. Like you can't have concealment. So your archery gear has got to be pretty obvious it's archery gear. Otherwise, you get someone on the wrong day, you might have your stuff confiscated. But the arrow tube is gonna show that. And typically big cases like this, like archers know archery gear. So this is a big old case. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so here is the bow case. As a little bit of comparison, here's the roll-up case. So lengthwise, the roll-up case has got a little bit more on it. Let's have a look at the outside first. And again, part of the reason why I wanted to do the video is because there's so few images or videos of the inside of these bloody things. And I want to see what you get. Okay, so big pocket here. Two little pouches there that go most of the way down. So, I mean, that's That's good enough for a lot of stuff. So that's good enough for quivers, maybe, depending on the quiver you have. I tend to use a Seeker quiver, so that would be perfect in there. In fact, here is my Seeker quiver. One Seeker quiver, definitely my favourite quiver. Yeah, fits perfect in there. As well as some pouches for some other stuff. What is that? Did that come? Where did that come out of? Let's go backward. That didn't come off the case. Anyway, that's a stabilizer or a counterbalance rod. So it doesn't fit perfect in the pocket, but obviously there's plenty of room in that one. Okay, so let's now look at the major. Okay, I mean that's not bad. I mean, depending on how much I spent on this, I can't quite remember. I know it wasn't the most expensive one that Merlin had, but I didn't want to spend that amount of money because I couldn't see inside of it. But here we've got 3 pouches, so that's a riser and a set of limbs. So the limbs are gonna knock together, which is annoying. But it's certainly wide enough to fit other stuff in there. Alright, so I've got my Raider riser, which is my favourite ILS. Let's slide that in. It's also my biggest riser, so if that will fit, the others will fit in. Alright, so it fits in a little bit poking out. Let's try the limbs next. So that goes in fine. Can fasten it there. I missed that to start off with, but yeah, I can fasten it there. I suppose have to go like that. I suppose it does still leave knocking room though. And with the weight, I'm not entirely sure this is the best design, but yeah. So I'm gonna need some cottons, I think, to stop that clashing together, because that definitely is going to clash. Okay, so I've got my Seeker quiver, I've got my lever wrap when I shoot a thorn, I'll go in the front, Seeker glove, and my bowstringer. Quiver can go in here, throw that in there, and a bowstring as well. So it certainly fits. Like, I've got my recurve limbs in here. I've got my ILF Raider riser, which is a fairly chunk of a riser. I'd take everything that I would take just for me. The whole backpack thing of it is pretty good. The side handle is pretty good. The tube's going to fit in there anyway. I don't really need to test this, but let's do it anyway. Go on, let's do it. Yeah. So it definitely all fits, but I didn't get a case like this because I wanted to fit one bow in there. I wonder if the longbow limbs will fit in there. I'll double check that. So I also got this case because all of my bows are lightweight. Right? They sort of have to be, because I don't just shoot for me anymore. You know, if someone's out and we're shooting, like, I want them to be able to pick up a Mandarin buck. I want them to be able to pick up a Mandarin duck bow and be able to shoot that. So all of my bows are 30 pounds max. This one, the Thorn, is considerably less. And it is one of my favourite bows to shoot because it's just so much fun. It's just such a fun bow. So most of the time if I'm going shooting, I will take 2 bows with me. 2 bows with me, at least 2 bows with me. So let's see what we can do. Alright, so crucial part here. Nah, of course that's good. And then the string, I don't have to throw that one in. We all know that's gonna fit. like I'm doing Tetris at the minute, which I'm not a fan of. I was not good at Tetris. That is not my jam. See, even though I've got the limbs tightened in, they're still there. I wonder if I can have them pointed out. I don't know, might be tricky. Might be tricky. Take the level off. Take the level off. Okay, alright. Okay, so the limbs from the recurve, the eye left, they're pointing forward. And that's still plenty of room, so that's good. That's very good. I was not expecting that. I've been able to fit my horse boat in here. Let's pretend that I've got the string in there as well. That is pretty impressive. But Sammy, you weird ginger, I hear you cry with your messy kitchen. Don't look, don't look. Your Black Hunter is a longbow, and the recurve limbs are fitting there. Well, I also thought about that. I've not tested it yet, but let's see if my Black Hunter longbow can fit in the bag as well. So as I'm doing this, I might as well say the last proper case I had for a bow was for my Oneida Phoenix, and I think at the time I spent like 80 quid on that bow. I don't know, the video's on the channel. To be fair, the Oneida can't undo a bolt with that. Oh, it's been a long day. The Oneida video on this channel is probably the most viewed. The reviews and the unboxing, the most viewed out of everything else. Because it is still somewhat of an uncommon bow. You know, it's a cracker of a bow, and a strong part of me does regret selling it. But at the end of the day, with my shoulder issues, I wasn't shooting it, and it was better to go with someone who was gonna shoot it than anything else. Ooh, that is just. I think that's just a little bit too long to fit in here. No way. No way. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'm impressed. So I've not got the riser in there, but fine to put that in there. So I would probably make sure that there's some fabric in there, maybe throw in like a thin hoodie or something like that, just to not really pad it out, but just to make sure there's a little bit of softness in there, because there is now 3, barring the strings, there's now 3 complete bows in this. There's a long bow, there's an eye left recurve, and there is a horse bow. It's not light. Okay, so this by far is the most annoying quiver I have ever had. Just no. There's not enough thread here, you can't adjust it enough, and then you've got a stupid clicky on bitty. You are going on. It's not your choice. This is by force. You are going on. Yeah, this is crap. Don't. If you're gonna buy this, make sure you've already got one of these, because this is horse manure. But here's what I prepared earlier. So with 3 bows in it, minus 2 strings, I've got my bowstringer, I've got gloves, I've got tabs, I've thrown in a few little extra bits, I've got my quiver. It's easy enough to throw on the back. So if you are going stumping, if you're going into woodland and you've got a little bit of a walk, this is easy as anything. I reckon if I was traveling light, like if I was maybe just 1 bow, maybe 2 bows, maybe 1 bow, I reckon I could fit a small target in the bag as well. Obviously if you're going stumping, it's not a big issue because you're shooting at trees, but that's going to have some wear and tear on the arrows. So if you want to take a small target with you, I reckon you can fit this in here. And like, it's not a conventional target, then at the very least you could get an old pair of jeans that don't fit or are too ripped. You could put that in a black sack, certainly with low poundage bows, and maybe an old hoodie or something like that. Just a few clothes that you could get into a relatively small bag, because you're going to fold it to fit in here anyway, and then you've got your target. Because again, I've got 3 bows in it. The Devourer is definitely not going to fit in here. Alright, so I've got 3 bows on my back. I have got room. If I don't take 3 bows, I've definitely got room for a house-made target. Might even be able to fit that in there, but even if I can't, like, I've still got 2 hands free. Or if I can wrap it in a bag, I've got my fastener around the quiver here, the arrow case, the arrow cup. Yeah, I suppose it's a case. Point is, I can attach things onto this as well. This is going to be fine if you've got a bit of a walk. It's going to be fine if you've got a lot of a walk. It's going to be fine if you've got just little bits and bobs. Certainly this is way more than I can fit in my roll-up case, because like my roll-up case, the limbs for the thorn are poking out. And they are poking out quite a bit. So I mean, all in all, I'm quite happy. The only thing that annoys me is the limbs themselves and the riser. There's no real secured way for that, but I think I can't hear them rattling together. So I think it might have just been where I had the limbs curved into each other. Whereas if they curve out, like they face out, they're facing away from me, that's going to be fine. That's going to be absolutely fine. I think after this, I'm going to see if Mandarin Duck are interested in making something like this, because ultimately it comes down to what we can sell. The Viper, for example, which was a cracker of an eye-left riser. It was basically the Black Hunter in eye-left form. While I miss it, and while I think that was a real beauty of a riser, it didn't sell massively well, and that's why it was discontinued. Same as a striker, which is a bit of a shame, because these were really good bows. But with Mandarin Duck making sure that the bows and the archery gear is all affordable first and foremost, because I don't like barriers. There shouldn't be gatekeeping in archery, and a price is a big part of gatekeeping. So if we can make something at a good cost, so that we still make a bit of profit, but it doesn't cost the consumer, the customer, too much, and that's always a win for us. So yeah, I mean, maybe if we could make a case like this and see how that goes for. But I suppose the real important question is, what do you guys think? If Mandarin Duck had something like this on the market, would you guys be interested in it? Because ultimately, you're the ones who make the decision. Mandarin Duck always listens. But that's it for now, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to actually get out and go some shooting. Not been able to for such a long time for a lot of different issues. Also, anyone who was interested, I have had my charity Muay Thai fight now. I am doing a podcast. I intend to record an episode tonight, but I'm going to be talking about it. Why I did the charity Muay Thai fight, what it meant to me, why we supported men's mental health, and my thoughts and feelings about the whole thing. So until next time, take care, guys.